Okay, cool. So, good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are doing good and you guys are staying safe. Welcome you all to this session, which is lesson number 35, and we are going to start, which is numbers and randoms in JavaScript, right? This is another session on JavaScript. So, we are starting that. First, let me check if I'm live and everything is fine. Okay, cool. I think everything is fine, and yeah, people are here. Perfect. So, first of all, if you guys do not know what's going on here, so let me tell you. Basically, we are creating a playlist for our front-end development where we are covering all the basics, starting from scratch, every particular topic, right? So HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is what is going on right now, and we have covered a lot of topics from HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Basically, this session would have been done yesterday at 4 p.m. And because of some emergency, again, this was rescheduled. So today I'm taking it, and today the whole day we will be taking 5 sessions. So basically after this, after numbers and random, when we'll complete this, then we'll have a session on HTML projects. So do not forget to watch that particular session, because in that particular session we are going to do table based layouts. Now table based layouts is such a topic which nobody actually teaches, right? But I decided to take it because sometimes in interview you get some questions like you need to create a project only on the basis of tables, right? So I thought of try to create a project on the basis of that, so that you get an idea how to create it. So do not forget to watch those sessions. Those sessions will come live at exactly 12:15 and 1:30 today. So we are going to do that. And evening also we'll have one session at 4 p.m. and one session at 9 p.m. So yeah, this month, because it's the end, so Saturday, Sunday also will not have evening sessions. We'll have morning sessions only, because Diwali is coming, and everything is going on in my home. So yeah, we'll do something in morning for these 4 to 5 days, right? Perfect. So this session is only about numbers and random, because we have already understood about arrays and strings. So soon we'll be coming up with arrays method and string methods also. Then we'll also come with lexical scope, and other advanced topics will come now, because all basics are covered. So if you've not seen the previous videos where I've covered the basics, right, then please go ahead and go to the playlist, check out what are the videos which have come already, because there I've already covered all the basics. Now whatever topics are coming, those all are advanced topics, like a lexical scope will come, closures will come, hosting will come, strict mode will come, those topics will come. Okay, so perfect, let's get started with this one. So if you guys do not know about me, my name is Ritwik Raj and I'm a corporate trainer. I've also worked as a research analyst and a subject matter expert in many of the tech companies. I have 3+ years of teaching experience, and I've trained graduates and corporate employees in Edison and Capgemini. I've trained more than 30K students till now, and it is increasing day by day. The subjects which I take is mostly into front-end development, back-end languages, databases, and some interview guidelines, tips and tricks how to you can crack virtual interview, right? I have a very good news for you. So you can use my code, which is RIT10. As you can see, it's here, RIT10, and you can get a free Relevel sample test paper. Now, if you don't know what is a Relevel, then just wait for 1 minute. I'll explain you what is Relevel. But the people who know about Relevel, then it's a very good chance that you can get this sample test paper for free if you just use my code, which is RIT10. From this test paper, you will get an idea what kind of questions will be asked in the actual test. Okay. Now, if you don't know what is Relevel, then let me tell you about it. So basically, the whole motto of bringing this Relevel is nothing but many times candidates miss out on great opportunities due to multiple reasons, right? It can be because of your degree, maybe because you have done BCom or BCA or some kind of other kind of degree, but you now want to jump to IT. So it becomes very difficult, right? And also you have applied to 50-60 companies, but companies are not responding back. They're not calling you for the interview. So reasons can be your degree, can be your marks, can be your skills, can be your college, right? Tier 3 college, mostly MNC companies do not rely on. So those can be the reasons, but Relevel makes sure that whatever they are doing, you get a job on the basis of only skill and talent. So you have the skill, if you have the talent, we are not going to see or ask you about your earlier things which you have done. or what is your college degree, or what was your college. Nothing like that. So it is India's first test hiring platform by Unacademy, which is helping job seekers find their dream jobs, and you can get a job basis on your skill and talent, right? Now, what are the benefits? So over 50 plus companies, including top startups and unicorns like Upgrad and all are there. We have combined with them, and you can attempt one test for free. Now, this test you have to attempt for free. That means this test is the whole soul of this particular product. Now, if you're scoring above 700 out of 1000 marks, yes, the test is of 1000 marks, and if you score above 700, then you will get a profile from our side, and that profile will be shared with all our client companies, and then you will get interviewed and get hired. Suppose if you are scoring below 700, then you don't have to worry about, because after 30 days you can reattempt the test. Also, you can use my coupon code, which is RIT10, to get the free Relevel sample test paper, so that you can get to know what kind of questions can be asked in the real test, right? So there are 1000 plus job positions across business development, front-end development, and back-end development. And how you can register here? So in the video, in the description, you can see that there's a link, right? So click on that link and go ahead in Relevel. You will be able to find a sign up button. You have to give your phone number and you will get a OTP. After that, you will move into this page, and you have to choose the test on which your skill is. So if you're skilled on front-end development, select that, and then you have to choose the test, choose the date when you want to give the test. So book a slot when you want to give the level test. Slots are limited, so I suggest you to book it fast. Okay, after that you have to fill the details: full name, email ID, birth year, current state, and then gender. After that you have to put the code. Do not forget to do that. If you don't do that, then you will not get the sample test paper, right? So put the code here, RIT10, and then click on apply, create account, and this is the account which you'll get with this free sample test paper. Okay, so all the best for the test, and that is how you will register here. Many of the people have already done it, so do not waste time, go ahead and do it. Okay, so that's all about Relevel, and please use the coupon code also. Okay, cool. Now you can join the Telegram channel, because there you will get all the updates when I'm coming live and when the sessions are happening. All those informations will be there in this particular Telegram channel. Also the project files also you will get here. Okay, so please join that, and do subscribe the channel so that you'll get notifications in your YouTube app as well. And also if you're liking the session, then please like and share with your relatives, classmates, and other people. Okay, so perfect. Let's get started with our today's session, which is numbers and random. And whoever is watching this session, then can you please give me a hi or just a thumbs up, and just say that everything is fine, the audio, video, and everything, right? So please do let me know if everything is perfect, and then we'll get started. Okay, so I'm waiting for the replies. Till then, I'll just open my Visual Studio Code and I'll just show you what we are doing. So today, as you know, that we are starting with numbers. So what we will do here is we'll basically understand numbers in much more detailed manner, because in data types, I think I have already explained what is numbers, right? But not properly, because when you talk about any programming language, we have so many things, right? We have integer, we have float, we have double, we have so many numbers, types of numbers. But in JavaScript, it's not that. In JavaScript, it's really very easy, right? Because it is only having numbers. So let's understand what is this numbers and how do we do the code for that. So I'm just going to take here numbers.html. I'll not create a JavaScript separate file like an external JS. I'll write it here itself, okay, in the HTML part itself. So understanding numbers and random in JS. Cool. Now in the body, so now when you're understanding numbers, we have to understand that in JavaScript, numbers are only numbers, and there is nothing like integer, float, real number, whole number, or some kind of things like that. So what we are going to do here is we are going to just write a simple code, and we'll try to see how this works. Okay, so let's say I'm putting a paragraph and I'm just putting one ID, and I'll just say here demo. So this is my paragraph, and then I'm going to put here script tag. Okay, and I'll write here something. So if I write here, let's say y equal to 3.14, right? And let's say if I'm writing here, let y equal to 3, this both values will come inside number data type. Okay, now this is number with decimal and this is number without decimal. Cool. Now you can also write some extra large numbers. So you can write here, suppose let's say let x equal to 542 E5. That's an exponential number. And then you can also write something like let x equal to 542 E minus 4. You can write something like that. This means that the number is basically 542 and then you have 5 zeros, right? And this basically means that your number is ahead. So 0.00542. Okay, this is the meaning of exponential. Now this will not execute obviously because you're using let and you are redeclaring the variable. So it's not gonna print anything. Let me just show you. So document.getElementById. If you do not know this, then please watch my earlier videos. So I'm just going to put here demo and I'm going to put here .innerHTML, right? And here I'm just going to give something like x, right? And let's see what's happening. So let me open my browser first of all. And let's open it with live server. Okay, so you can see this. So here you can see that there's no output. Basically why? Because my x is redeclaring and I'm using let. So that's why it is not giving me any output. If you look at inspect, you will get an error, and the error you can see here. So if I drag this above, you can see that identifier y has already been declared. That's why the error is coming. Okay, so we have seen what are the different numbers. Now understand one more thing here, that basically all the JavaScript numbers are always 64-bit numbers. Okay, you need to understand this because there are parts on it. Okay, so what is the different parts? Basically 52 bits, whatever you're writing. Okay, this 52 bits will be a value. Okay, the just value, like means the exact numbers. The other part, let's say the other 11 bits, right? The other 11 bits will be an exponent. So when I'm saying exponent, that means the decimal part. Okay, and then you will have 1 bit extra for sign, positive or negative, right? For that. So you can see here that you have a 64-bit. So this is basically from where to where? This will be from 0 to 51, and this bits will be from your 52 to 62, and this will be the 63rd. So 0 to 63 will become 64-bit, right? So this is the way how your particular numbers bits are divided, and this is the whole range. What if I'm writing a particular number which is exceeding this particular range? If the number is exceeding the particular range, then it will be called as infinite. Okay, in other programming languages, infinite is nothing, right? Because other programming languages, those are backend languages, so nobody understands what is infinite in programming language. But in JavaScript, infinite is understood by the browsers. Okay, so we have numbers which can be infinite. Okay, now I'm just going to comment this, or what I'll do, I'll comment this because these are redeclared. I'll just comment that, and here I'm just going to write let x equal to, let me use the naming conventions. Okay, now here you can see that it's basically the 64-bit, which is my length, right? So the maximum digits which we can write is basically 15. So I've written 14 digits here. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so if I save this and if I go to my browser, you can see here it's not printing anything, right? It is not printing me anything. Let's see what is happening. Just one second. X is not defined. Okay, I have written capital letter. One second. Okay, so now you can see that it's printing, right? It is printing 14 digits of 9. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to go back and I'll just increase one more letter, one more number here. Okay, and now let's save this. uh let's put one more. Okay, now I'm using 16 digits here. Okay, so if I go back to my browser, you can see what is happening. It's taking me not that 16 digits, but it is exceeding that, right? Why is it exceeding? Because the numbers when you're providing, you have to give accurately 15 digits. Okay, here I've given 16 digits. That's why it is increasing. So the numbers without any decimal or anything, what you can do is you can only give it till 15 digits. That's the highest number which you can give. So I'll just remove this one from here. Right now, accurately up to 15 digits you can give here. Okay, now imagine that what I'm doing here is, let's say I'll comment this and I'll just write here, let x equal to, and I'll write 0.1 plus 0.2. Okay, so I'm just adding two values. Right now, have a look. If I save this and if I show you my browser, you can see what's happening. So it is showing me 0.3 and then 000, right? The answer should be only 0.3, correct? Then why is it telling me all these extra numbers? The basic thing here is that when you are putting the output, when you are putting this particular output, it is giving me the answer till the exact 15 digits. Okay, so it is giving me the output of the maximum number of decimals, which is 15. Okay, so that's why it is taking that. But suppose if you want to make it 0.3, if you want to make it look like 0.3, then what you have to do, you have to use multiplication and addition. So you have to use here something like this. So if I multiply 0.1 with 10, it will be 1, and then again 0.2 if I'll multiply with this much, and then I can divide it with 10. So if I do like this, then it's gonna give me 0.3. So things will change if you will use multiplication and division, but normally if you're adding those decimal points, the decimal points maximum length is 17. Okay, let's go back. So this is what is my numbers. Now the next what we'll do is understanding plus. So the plus sign, I've already explained you that plus sign in JavaScript is also acting as a addition and as a concatenation, and we have seen that multiple times, right? We have seen that if you are using plus sign in an integer or a number, then obviously those two things will add and it will give me a resultant number, right? But if we have any one as a string, then what's going to happen, it will be giving me a concatenation. That means it will join those two strings together, right? So I don't think I need to explain that again because you already know this. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be seeing numeric strings. Okay, so if suppose I'm commenting this, and here what I'm going to do is, let's say let x equal to 10, right? And this is what, this is basically a number, but if you look here, let x equal to 10, this is in a string, correct? So you can have numeric strings. This is what is numeric strings. And suppose if I'm adding, let's say that I'm adding this to 20, right? What should happen? Both are strings, right? Now, if you look at the output, you can see it's 10, 20, correct? Because it both are strings and we are using the plus sign. That's why it is concatenating the numbers also, which is a string. It's not a number, right? Now what we'll be doing, let's say that I'm not using plus here, but I'm using here multiplication. Okay, now let's see what happens. So if I go back to my browser, it's giving 200. Now the basic thing is that only plus are having two meanings, right? Other particular operators are not having two meanings. So if you're using subtraction, multiplication, division, that's gonna give the resultant, okay, the executed resultant, because there strings are also considered as numeric if you have a numeric value in JavaScript. Okay, so don't think that this is in strings, it's not gonna multiply. It is gonna multiply, because JavaScript is understanding that this is not a string, this is a numeric. So JavaScript has that capability that when you're using plus, it makes it different. But when you're using multiplication, subtraction, or division, it understands it differently. Okay, so please make sure that you know this, because many times these questions will be asked in, if you're fresher, then in MCQs, and if you're experienced, then maybe in interviews, they will be asking this. Okay, now let's come to another kind of example. So let's say what I'm doing is, I'm writing here, I'll just comment this. Let's say I'm writing let x equal to, and I'm just writing 200 by a and string. Okay, so I have a number, I have division, and then I have the string, right? Now this is a number, and then other thing is a string. Let's see what is happening. So I'm not write this, I'll just save this. Let's go back. Now you can see it says not a number. Okay, now what is not a number? Basically, even if suppose this is in string, even if suppose that 200 is in string, right, then also it's gonna give me not a number, because the division what you're doing is not a division of two numbers. The division is of a number and a string, which is Ritwik. So this is not gonna change anything, right? It will be giving me nan, right? So understand these things and understand the other things which I've told you here. So JavaScript is smart, and JavaScript do understand that when you're making it a number or when you're making it look like a string. Okay, now the next things which we are going to see is, let's say that I have two numbers. Okay, what will happen if I do here something like this? Let x equal to, let's say I have here 100, and then I have here 10, something like this. Okay, let's have a look what is happening. So if I go to my browser, it is giving me 10. Why? The answer is really very simple. As you can see that when I am writing 100 is in string, right? And then when I'm writing 10, 10 is dividing this 100. So JavaScript is smart and is understanding that when you're dividing something with a number and the string is also looking like a numeric value, then it's gonna divide. Suppose if I would have written here Ritwik, it's gonna be nan. Okay, so that's how JavaScript understands numeric values or number values. Okay, now let's say that I have different example. Let's say that I have here let and x equal to nan. Directly I'm just writing nan, and nan is understanding not a number, right? And let's say that another value which we have is a string, but it appears as a number. Okay, so JavaScript will understand that this is the numeric value. So x, and then I'll just add it with y. What's going to happen? Understand that not a number is saying itself that is not a number. Then if it is not a number, then it can be something else. So it will be treating it as string. And let's see what is the output. So when this is treated as a string, then the output is nan5, because both the things are getting concatenated, right? So these things are really very important to understand, because in many applications when you will create, you will find difficulty when you're doing these things. Okay, now let's move ahead and let's understand what is this infinity, right? Because I have told you that the largest value is infinity, and JavaScript can understand what is infinity. So let's understand how do we see the infinity result. Okay, so here I'm just going to take let number, and let's say I'm just taking here it as 3. Okay, the next thing what I'm going to do here is to just print. I'm giving a space in the text, and I am providing a while loop here. In the while loop, I'm just going to write number, till it is not equal to infinity, till then it has to run something. So what I can do with this number so that it goes to the infinity, I can do something like this: number plus equal to or not plus, plus will take a larger time, multiply number. Okay, so that means number is equal to number into number. Okay, so that means 3 into 3, then 9 into 3, 9 into 9, those things will happen. And here I'm just going to print this. For printing, I'm just using text equal to text plus number, and with that I'm just going to give a BR tag. Cool. So now I have to print the text, because in the text the resultant value will come. So I'll just write here document dot get element by ID, and I'm just going to give here the ID is demo and inner HTML is equal to text. Okay, now let's go back to my browser. Okay, and I'm just going to save this. So you can see what is happening. So it's basically multiplying all the numbers. First of all, 3 into 3, 9, and then 9 into 9, 81. Similarly, it's gonna multiply, and one time is coming when it is exceeding the value, it says infinity. Now understand that in between this value and in between infinity value, the larger value, that means the we have told 64 bit, right? That is exceeding. So when the 64 bit is exceeding, it is giving me infinity. Okay, till here it was not exceeding, but in between somewhere value came where it was exceeding. Okay, that's why it gave me infinity. Now we have also something called as minus infinity. I'll tell you what is that later on, but right now let's see some other examples when it's gonna give me infinity answer. Okay, so here let's say that you have one text variable itself I'm taking, and let's say you are putting 4 divided by 0, right? This also should give me the infinity value, right? So if I go back, so it is giving me infinity. Now suppose that 4 which I've written, if I make it minus 4, right, then you can see it says me minus infinity. Okay, so the change which I've done is I've just made it minus 4. Okay, now thing is I can see that my live chat is totally empty. Okay, hi Aryan, good morning. Hello Amit, operator overloading. Where are you saying about operator overloading? I think in the examples when I was doing, I think at that time you were saying that. 1 second, I cannot see the chats. Okay, cool. Perfect. So I hope you guys are watching this session, because timing got changed, right? I was supposed to come at 4, but I think I came early because evening I have something. So, and also yesterday sessions were didn't happen. So perfect, no problem. Let's get started with another part. So I think you can see my Visual Studio Code right now, and we have seen these kind of things. Now infinity, whichever we have seen, right, the infinity and the minus infinity, let's understand what is this minus infinity and infinity, right? So if suppose if I just comment this, and here, see, if I write here, let's say type of, and I'm just writing here, let's say NaN, right? Let's understand what this is gonna print me. So directly it's not gonna print me anything, so I have to put this thing so that it prints me. Okay, let's save this. Let's go back to my browser, and you can see what is it, right? It's a number. So when you say type of not a number, that is itself a number, right? So when I talk about this particular program, when I was writing not a number and 5, so the type of this is number, but the value is not a number, right? So that's why it was not getting added, because again, it can't add, right? Because it's not a number. So similarly, if I write here type of, let me just hide this so that you can see the whole program, and I'll just write here infinity. Okay, and let's save this. Let's go back. So if you look at the browser, it tells me number. That means all the undefined values, all those are nothing but a number. Okay, so the type of those values are number. Infinity also is a number because you will have sometimes number in that. So it is a number. Okay, next. Okay, the next thing is that you can write an hexadecimal number also. So suppose that you want to have here, let x equal to, let's say you're writing 0x double f. Okay, now you are printing that particular thing. So x, let's save this. Let's go back to my browser, and you can see here the value which is showing you is 255 because double f is 255, right? Now that's what is your hexadecimal number. That means you can also put an hexadecimal number instead of a number. That means inside number, float, decimal, any kind of numbers can come. Okay, the other thing is that do not add a 0 in front of any number, something like this. Don't do this. What will happen, that it will consider it as a octal number. So do not do this whenever you are writing a particular one digit. Okay, so let's move ahead and let's see something else. Okay, the objects. So let's understand how the objects works. I'll just comment this one, not the whole thing. So let's say that I have one particular variable which is x equal to 452, and we are creating one more object, and when we say object then we always have to use new keyword. So I'm using new and then number, and then here I'm giving 452. Okay, now when I will print this, when I'll print x and y, it's gonna print me the value, right? That is gonna work. But have a look what's gonna happen if I say something like this. Okay, so one second. If you look at the browser, it says true, right? When I've used double equal to, that means only the value is getting compared, right? Double equal to is only the value should get compared. But when you use triple equal to, that means the type and the value both will get compared. So what is happening here, that my only value is getting compared. If I put one more equal to, then what's going to happen? It's going to give me false. Why? Because one is that x is a number and the other one y is an object. So the x is a variable, the type is different for that, but the y is an object, so the type is different for that, right? If you want to see the different types also, what you can do, you can write here type of x and type of y. So you'll be able to see that one is a number and one is an object. That's why this is giving me a false output. Okay, so that's all about numbers right now. And now we have to move ahead and look at number methods, because that's why this session was designed, because you were already knowing everything about numbers. So what we are going to do here is, first of all, we already know that there's a method which is toString, right? And if you know about toString is used to return a number as a string, correct? Or anything, like any particular data, you can change it to string. That's why we use toString. So right now what we will do is, all the number methods, whatever we use, can be used on any type of numbers. It can be a literal, it can be a variable, it can be an expression. Okay, so let's say that I have one number. Hi brother, good morning, Lucifer. Let's get into another example. So I'm just using here 356. Okay, and now this number I'll be using toString method, which can be converted into a string. Okay, but in different ways we will see. So what I'm going to do here is, let's say I'm writing here document dot get element by id. Okay, this I'll just give here it as demo and inner HTML. Here the things which I'm going to print is y, dot toString. Okay, and this is simply by using the variable. One second. This is simply by using the variable. Okay, so I'm just using the variable which is y. The next what I'm going to use here is I'm going to use the literal. Now understand what is literal. Literal is a value, the value which you give. So let's say that I have a value here, 356 itself, and then I'm going to use toString. Okay, so again understand that I'm using the same method which is toString. Again, I'll use the same thing. This time I'll be using an expression. So let's say that I'm using here an expression which is 300 plus 50 plus 6. This is an expression. So here also I'll use the same toString method. Now, will this give me a different kind of output, or will it give me the same output for all of them? Because somewhere I've used variable, somewhere I've used a literal value, and somewhere I've used an expression, but the method is same. The methods are exactly toString, right? So let's see what's happening. So if I go to my browser, you can see the output is exactly same, 356, 356, 356. That means the number methods, whatever you will use, toString, toPrecision, we have some more methods. You use any such kind of methods in any kind of value, let it be a variable or a literal or an expression, the value will result into the same output. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you're writing in the code, the method should be same. Okay, by when JS will be completed, bro? Lucifer, JS will take time. Okay, because we have started the advanced topics. So as I told in the earlier beginning of the video also, that we will be covering lexical scope and block scope, closure, hosting, strict mode. These all topics are coming right now in this week itself before Diwali. So I think more 2 weeks. Advanced JS will get completed by, let me see the curriculum. Okay, so I think it will get covered by first week of November. Okay, approx 2 weeks. First week of November, in the sense by 7th or 10th November. Okay, Lucifer. So you can plan your days accordingly. By 7th or 10th November, I think all the topics of JavaScript will be covering. But understand that in these from now till 10th, whatever topic I'll take in JS, that will be really, really important, because all those topics will be asynchronous functions and callback functions, scopes, all those things will be covered in that. So right now we were only covering the basics, but again, from now on, this will be gonna be a tough topics and advanced JS topics. Cool. So I hope you got an idea. Can you share the curriculum? No, curriculum cannot be shared because we do changes in curriculums again and again. So curriculum cannot be shared, because if we share it also with you, then you won't see the things coming up in line, right? Sometimes what happens, I decide that this topic I have not done, so I'll take it later on, and some topics are taken earlier. So curriculum is not proper. Curriculum is something which I've designed for myself so that I can give you the topics one by one, line by line. See, arrays methods and string methods, that also didn't get covered, right? But again, I've added that, and maybe in the end of this week I am covering that. So that's how the curriculum is created. So I'm not going to share that, but yeah. Okay, what after JavaScript? So we are planning to come up with the CSS things, okay, like the less CSS and SCSS, the preprocessors basically, and also Tailwind CSS, Materialize. Those are very small topics, so those will not take time. So I'm just planning to come up with 3 hours or 4 hours of session for that, so that you get an idea what is Tailwind or what is Materialize. Then we'll properly start Bootstrap, because Bootstrap is our one topic. So Bootstrap will be covered like for 15-20 days. Okay, so Bootstrap will be similarly like how HTML, CSS, and JavaScript goes on. Materialize or Tailwind, whatever I'm saying, will be covered in a shorter duration. Okay, for a short duration of 4 hours or 5 hours. ES6 covered? No, till now not. ES6 is not completely covered. ES6 is covered in some way, but not completely, because there only those scope which I'm saying are coming. So don't worry, all those things will come right now after these sessions. When whatever the next session, those things will come. Okay, cool. So perfect. Let's get into the coding now. So we were talking about the number methods. So we have talked about toString. We have seen how toStrings works. Now let's talk about another kind of function, which is method, which is toExponential. And similarly, we have some more methods like that. So here what we are going to do is, let's say I'm writing let x equal to just some any random decimal value, 6.789, something like this. Okay. And here what I'm going to do, I'm going to print this using one method which is called as toExponentiation. Okay. Why the option didn't came? The option should come. toExponentiation. And here, what is this? This basically gives you a string. Okay. It returns a string with the number of decimal whatever you write here. So let's say if I'm writing 2 here, right, and I've given a semicolon. Let's go back to my browser and let me show you the browser. Let me save this. So you can see what is, there's some error. 1 second. What is the error? Y is not defined. Have I written? Okay. I have given X and I've written Y here. So now if you look at this, you have 6.79 E plus 0, right? So what is happening here? What is the meaning of this? That this is basically, I think, 6.79 only, right? Because E plus 0 doesn't make sense. This is 6.79 itself, correct? So 6.79, but why there is an E plus 0 when this is not required? E plus 0 doesn't mean anything. Then why there's E plus 0? Because we have used toExponential, right? When you're using this kind of thing, when you're using this kind of function, exponentiation, you can see that it's giving you fraction digits. Okay, that means E plus 0 or E plus exponent will be there. So suppose if I'm printing it again, and this time let's say I'm writing 4 here. Okay, and this I'll change it to demo 1. I will include one more paragraph. Save this. Demo 1. I have to write here. Okay. Now have a look. So you can see 6.7890. Can you see 7.7890? These are 4 digits. That's what I've written in toExponential function also, right? And then E plus 0 is coming because this is an exponential function. So this is what the toExponential function does. Okay. Now let me copy this and I'll try to show you something different, some other kind of function. So now let's move ahead. Let's move to the another function. I'm going to copy this, paste this. So my number is 6.789, but here I'm not going to use toExponential. What I'll use here is toFixed. You can see 5 kind of functions are there: toString, toPrecision, toLocal string, and toFixed, toExponential. Exponential string we have seen. We are going to see toFixed. toFixed is basically fixing that particular number written with a specified number of decimals. So let's say that I'm writing here 0, and here I'll be writing 2. Okay, let's save this. Let's go back to my browser. So you can see here when I wrote toFixed 0, that means it should fix the decimal to 0 places. That means there should be no decimal place. So you can see in the first one, there is no decimal place. So it is changing my 6.789 into 7 directly. And if I talk about 2 fixed 2, then what is happening? It is 6.79 because it is converting my decimal place into only 2 decimal place. So these are the functions which we can use in our numbers. So 2 exponential is done, 2 fixed is done. Let's see what is next. Again, I'm going to comment this. Paste this and let's understand what's next. So we have seen these all things. We have exponential, fixed. Now let's see what is precision. Okay. So in precision, it's basically, it will return a string with a number written with a specified length. So let's say if I'm writing 2 precision, and let's say if I'm writing here 2, here also 2 precision, and I'm not writing anything. Okay, just 2 precision. So when I'm writing just 2 precision, that means exactly the same output will come. It's gonna give me 6.789. Let's have a look. Go to the browser. 6.789. But the earlier one where I've given 2 precision 2, so you can see it's giving 6.8. So what it is doing, 6.789. 8 is already greater than 5, so it is giving me 8 here. That's what is 2 precision. Okay, so it returns with a number with a specified length, the exact length, so only 2 digits. Suppose if I write here 6, there should be 6 numbers in my output. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 2 precision will count the total numbers whatever is coming in the output. 2 fixed will count the total numbers which is after the decimal, and 2 exponential will convert my decimal numbers into exponent, that means plus e. Okay, again I'm repeating, exponential will convert my numbers into exponent form. 2 fixed will convert my decimal numbers, that means after decimal total count of numbers, that's what is I have written here. And 2 precision, the total number after decimal, before decimal, all countable. So that's what is 2 precision. Okay, so these were my particular functions which I have in my number. And now let's see, understand, when you have 2 string, right? We have seen this example of 2 string, correct? Now we have one more function which we can use similarly. 2 string is basically to convert anything to string, right? Now there is one function which is value of, which is converting anything into a number. So let's say that I'm writing this particular thing again. I won't comment this. And here I'll just convert this particular function. So have a look. This is called as value of. Okay. Now value of is a particular function which returns a number, not a string. It returns a number, anything we can give here as an input. So value of. So these are some random functions which we should know when we are learning JavaScript. Let's save this. Let's move ahead to my output, and you can see the same number is coming because we are writing a number. So the number is getting converted into a number. But remember, when we use toString, that was basically the string. Okay. So the output which I was getting was a string. Fine. So that's all about the numbers. Now we are going to understand some other things, which is random. So let's understand what is random. Random is, if you know Python, you must be knowing about random, because there also we have one module called as random, where it actually gives me a random number or a random output in my browser. Okay. So we use this random functions also in our programs somewhere in the logic, right? So we have some projects where we have used random, and that's why I thought, why shouldn't I explain you this in the practical part? So in the project, you will be using random. Here also, we will try to understand what is random. Okay. Now there's one module which gives you the random value, which is math.random. So what you have to do here is directly just write document.get element by ID. And let's say the ID is demo. here I'm just going to give inner HTML, and let's say I'm just giving here math dot random. Okay, now have a look. If I show you my browser, understand that in the code I've just written this one line, nothing else, right? So I hope you can see my browser. If I save this, you can see some random digit is coming. If I save the code again, some random digit is coming. Again, some random. Again, some random, right? So some random digits are coming in my browser. That's all I know about random right now. Correct? Now, what we can do here is, you can see that whenever I am showing you the output of random, it's in 0.6, something like that, right? Even if I save the code again and again, the output is just 0 point something. Correct? So it's not giving me the output in a general number like 2, 4 or something like that, right? Why? Because the number, when I have told you about the numbers, we have seen that the decimal number have something certain limit, right? 17 digits. So this is 17 digits, which is basically coming here. Now, if you have to convert this into a number, you have to use what? Multiplication and division. That's what I told you. So you have to do this. What you have to do here is, basically in the math random, you have to multiply it with 10. Okay. And then you have to write here one more function, which is math.floor. Now, if you do not know what is math.floor, you should be knowing, because ceil, floor, these are some functions in programming languages which makes your number look like a whole number. Okay, so floor means that floor, like in our room we have floor, right? And in our room we also have ceil. So ceiling is the top thing and flooring is the below thing. So if you have a number, let's say 3.89, and you're writing floor, that means the output will be 3.8. Cool. And if you're writing ceiling, then it's gonna be 4, because that's the highest number you have to take. So if I save this, and one second, if I save this and if I go back to my browser, you can see the answer is 4. Why is it 4? Maybe because the number was 0.3 something. So that's why it's giving me 4. Let's say that if I save the code again, so the digit is always 4 right now. It will change later on, but I think the number is only covering 0.3 or 0 to 9. Okay, that number. So that's what is your math.floor. Now, suppose if I change this to 11. Now understand what is happening. I'm not going to save this. I've not saved that. So right now I'll save it. As you can see, the number is now changing, right? It's 5, 10, 4, 6, 5, 2. What is happening? The number which I'm multiplying it with, that is the range which I'm giving. Okay. So if I'm giving 11, that means from 0 to 10, it's going to give me all the numbers. When I've written 10, right? When I've written 10, it will give me the numbers from 0 to 9. If I've written here 100, it's going to give me the numbers from 0 to 99. Can you see? Okay. So from 0 to 99 is going to give me. That's how this particular multiplication works. If you want a particular whole number, you have to do this following. Okay. You have to use math.floor with multiplication with the random numbers, whatever you want. If you're writing 101, the number should be from 0 to 100, any particular digit. 102, so from 0 to 101, any particular digit. Cool. So that's what is your math.random. Okay. I think I'm missing out one more thing in the numbers method. So let me go back. There was one thing which was max and min value that I have not told you. Okay, yeah, this one. So let's say I'm commenting this. Okay. And here, so let's say that I'm writing here, let y equal to number. Now again understand that this number is not the normal number. This number is the data type wala number. Okay. And here I'm just giving something which is, so you can see here, this number is having some values. This is having maximum safe integer, minimum safe integer, max value and min value. Suppose I'm taking max value. Okay. And I'm just printing this. What it's gonna, one second, this is not capital D. What it's gonna give me? It's gonna give me the maximum value which a particular JavaScript function can store. So inner HTML equal to, I'm printing just Y. Let's save this. Let's look at my browser. This is the maximum value which a particular number will store. After that, any one digit when it will take, it's gonna give me infinity. So this is my maximum value. Let's say what it will, let's say what will give me, let's see what will give me if I'm putting here min value. So if I just change this to min value, so you can see here output is this. So understand this is minus 5e minus 324. This is the minimum value till where the number can go. Fine. So this is also some of the things which is there in number. Okay, maximum and min. Safest value is safe value, and maximum safe value, minimum safe value. So that is also there. Now the next thing is one more thing which is also called as positive infinity. Okay, so if you look at the output of this number equal to positive infinity, that means what is the maximum number of infinity? So if you look at browser, it's infinity. Suppose if I write here one more thing which is negative infinity, it's gonna give me minus infinity. So these are some of the number keywords which we use to show something. So you can see it's negative infinity. Okay, now I hope you have understood what is number and random. The number, how to use random, you have to use math function. We have math.floor, we have math.ceil, we have math.random. These all things are there in math, and also the number functions we have also understood, right? Now, again, some more things that 12:15 now. I think it's 11:58 now. 12:15, I'm coming back with a project on table-based layout. It will be a 2-hour session. Okay, so 12:15 to 1:15, and then again 1:30 to 2:30. It will be a 2-hour session. We are going to do a project on table-based layout on HTML. It's not gonna be having JavaScript. It is not gonna also have CSS. It's just gonna have HTML. I'll tell you why I came up with this particular video, which is happening at 12:15. The reasons also I'll tell you at that particular time. But that project you need to understand clearly what is HTML. Okay. So please watch that particular session, and I'll request you guys to come back to 12:15 and see the 2 hours project, whatever I'll create. Okay. One by one, I'll be doing that. So please have a look. Again, one more idea I'll give you, that what are the upcoming sessions, so that you get an idea. Basically tomorrow I'm coming up with CSS miscellaneous parts. Miscellaneous parts means all the small topics, such as somebody has asked me what is overflow. Somebody has also asked me what is Z index. Somebody has asked me about position, right? So all those small topics, I'll be covering it tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. and 12:15 p.m. Tomorrow morning, all those CSS small topics will be done. Why am I doing that tomorrow? Because day after tomorrow, we are coming up with projects on navigation bar and projects on footers. So I'll be creating three web pages. That means 6 web pages, in which 3 web pages will have different kinds of navigation bar, and in 3 web pages we'll have different kinds of footers. Why only navigation bar and footers? Because those 2 things are really very important. In a web page, whenever you create any kind of portfolio web page, landing web page, survey web page, e-commerce website, anything, you will be having the navigation bar and the footer, right? So those 2 things are really very important, and I'll be giving you 6 examples, because different examples it will be. So by tomorrow you'll be doing a lot of projects, right? So please follow all the sessions whenever you're coming, and That is the next topics which we'll be covering. I've told you already. After that, we'll be starting with again JavaScript, and we will do some mixed projects like calculator, tic-tac-toe, games, and all those things. Okay, so all projects and games are now gonna be happening. Fine. So I hope you understood this session, and I hope you understood what are the upcoming sessions as well. So please be there. I know it's Diwali. Diwali is near, and festive season is there, and 4th, that is Diwali, I won't be doing any sessions, and mostly on 2nd also I won't be doing any sessions because those are festive days. But yeah, all other days there will be sessions. Suppose you are busy in festive, don't worry, video is already there, you can watch it again and again. Correct? So fine guys, this session is done, and please do join the Telegram channel, and you'll get an update and notifications, everything in this particular Telegram channel. So please do join it, and also make sure that you are liking this session. If you have liked it, thank you so much. If you have not liked it, please like and then hit subscribe to the channel and then go. Okay, 12:15 I'm coming back, so please share these videos with your relatives, and also hit the notification bell so that you get the notifications of my upcoming live sessions in your YouTube app. Thank you so much guys. Bye bye, take care. I'll meet you really soon after just 15 minutes. Okay, bye bye.